Yeah, I mean, really kind of so proud of our group. I think that obviously kind of a number of challenges just in terms of getting to today. But I think that really just proud overall of kind of the people who stepped up and the whole team effort. I think we had a great week of practice. And I think just a group that kind of believed and fought really hard and played a full 60 minutes, which has been a big goal for us. So I think certainly Jen Barry's been incredible on the draw circle. Certainly Emily Verville and Mackenzie Irvine offensively have just been unstoppable. And then I think defensively, we did a great job. I mean, limiting 7 shots in the second half is just great team defense. And I think top to bottom, I think this was just such a phenomenal team win for us. And certainly Megan Hickey stepped in and we couldn't have asked anything more. 10 saves is just absolutely incredible. So really proud of this group.
One of the stories of today's game was the Terriers' defense, like you mentioned in the second half, holding Lafayette to only 1 goal during the entire half. Can you describe some of the adjustments made at halftime and what really sparked that great defense?
Yeah, I think that we had talked about just at halftime, I think limiting kind of just giving up some of the 3-second calls and some of our fouling. I think that was something just in the first half. I think they had 4 8-meter opportunities, 2 of which they had scored on. And so I think that was a big goal for us of just really trying in terms of the way we were sliding, but just limiting our fouling, which I think helped. I think we continue to do a great job on the draw. And I think that that's something that just really limits teams' possessions. But overall, I think we were just trying to limit the shots and kind of specify where they were coming from so that Megan could make the saves.
So as you mentioned, you kind of came into the game very shorthanded. I think the broadcast said you were missing 15 players total. So I'm just wondering, how much notice did you have beforehand?
It's been touch and go kind of all week. I think that I think all year, we've talked to the team in the beginning of the semester of just kind of what the year was going to be like, and that we could have opponents kind of change last minute, certainly personnel adjustments last minute. So there were kind of some people we knew we would be missing, and others we didn't know until about a day or two ago. And so I think that we've really just tried to, even through practice, just get everyone reps, really put the responsibility on everyone to say, you don't know when your opportunity or when your moment's going to be, but you got to be ready. And I told kind of them after the game, that's life. You necessarily don't know when that door is going to open, but if you continue to work, and it's why we continue to push them to practice hard and for everyone, just because we had to do some positional adjustments and things like that. But we really didn't have a ton of time.
Coach, congratulations on the win. Today, there was only one Terrier not named Emily Verville who had an assist. All the other goals were either assisted by Emily or were unassisted. What can you say of Emily's skills, both setting up plays and finishing them?
Yeah, I mean, Emily's really done it all for us this year. I think she's kind of, everything we've asked of her, she's really stepped up. She's been someone for us who has kind of been in past years more on the cutting end or receiving end of a lot of these assists. And I think that she's just done a great job of still continuing to dodge and generate, but also just from a vision standpoint. We've changed up where she's playing a little bit. So she's been able to be in a good position. And I think her and Kenzie have such great chemistry. They really understand each other well. I think we have some seniors who just have played together for so long and really understand and can read each other well. And I really can't say enough just about just everything Emily's done for us, offensively, defensively, in transition. It's really been incredible, and just happy to see her continue to find success in different ways.
Can you describe the level of impact that Jennifer Barry has been having and increasing the amount of possession that she's been dominating the league in draw controls?
Yeah, I mean, it's been something that as coaches we talk about it, we can't take it for granted. We can't take it for granted. And I think Jen's just continued to get more confidence. I think that obviously her freshman year was cut really short. And so I think for her, continuing to get just her feet underneath of her confidence in herself, I think has been incredible over these last 2 games. I think that for us, I think it's just we want to continue to capitalize on those possessions and take care of the ball and value the ball. And that's something that we've consistently talked about. But I mean, she's just done such a great job, really leadership-wise, communicating to the people on the circle, being able to make adjustments, which I think are veteran understanding moves. And so just really proud of her to be able to make those reads and make those adjustments. But I mean, when you're getting that many possessions a game and limiting, quite honestly, the possessions other teams are having, it just makes a world of difference for our team.
I mean, one of the top stories of the game was that Emily Verville had a hat trick and then 6 assists to go on top of that. So incredible performance there. But then obviously about midway through the second half, she kind of went down with what looked to be a scary looking injury, but thankfully she was able to walk off on her own power. So just want to get a quick update on what the situation is there with the injury.
She is good to go. So she, luckily, nothing serious. I think that she was available to go back in, I should say. I think we were in a good position, and I think she's taken, like I said, I think with smaller numbers this week, I think that all of our guys took a lot of reps. And so I think with where we were in the game, we were able to kind of continue to rest her, but she'll absolutely be available this week.
Coach, I feel like we have to address Mackenzie Irvine's 7-goal performance. Was that part of the game plan to kind of feed through her, or is that just kind of how the possession shaked out?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, I think with we had talked to our attackers and a lot of our senior attackers just about stepping up. I think obviously with Megan in the goal cage, we knew our offensive production would have to be higher. And so I think that Kenzie certainly has been someone we've really been able to rely on. But I think we've kind of drawn up a little bit of a look yesterday that we thought could have some success, which is where Emily and Kenzie certainly found that early on. But again, I think Kenzie's just someone who does all the little things really, really well. And I think that she's able to find that success. She's one of our hardest workers in practice. And it's someone we kind of point to a lot where I think that translates into games. And we definitely rely heavily on her. And not really surprised. I think she's someone who just continues to have such an impact on our team.
What are some adjustments heading into next Sunday's matchup against Holy Cross that are needed after today's game?
Yeah, I think for us, I think continuing to start strong. I think that ultimately, I think that defensively, it's taken us a little bit of time just to get our feet underneath of us and play just our kind of team defense. And I think we settle and we get there, but I think continuing to really start strong. Again, I think for us, it's not necessarily an adjustment, but continuing to be aggressive on the draws. And then I think for us offensively, just looking to move the ball and continue to make sure we're getting some good looks. I think we got a little sloppy towards the middle of the second half. And so I think just continuing to make sure we're really valuing the ball and getting some good looks, even if they don't necessarily generate into goals, just some good looks offensively for sure.
Emily Verville, she's been leading the team in both points and assists, and her versatility was shown on full display today with 3 goals and 6 assists. Can you just describe how that versatility has been making an impact for the Terriers?
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately our goal is for kind of our players to be dynamic. I think to be able to feed and to be able to dodge so that they're not necessarily one-dimensional. I think it also allows us to be able to just offensively have a number of different threats, a number of different looks. And that was definitely something coming into this year we wanted to focus on with our offensive unit. I think Emily just displays that so well. I think knowing that we can play her high, we can play her low, she can feed, she can dodge, she can cut. It's really, she's just got so many ways that we can put her in our offense and that it really allows us to be a threat. I think she draws a ton of attention. And I think she's done a really good job just being able to be that facilitator. It's a lot to be a midfielder. And I think just the amount of minutes she's getting, the amount of touches on the ball, it's been invaluable for us in terms of just what she's been able to create for our team and for herself.